As you exhale, hold the head down, surrendering again the brain to the heart. Release the hands to your thighs and listen to the resonance of silence. As you breathe in, lift the head up, open the eyes, stretch the legs forward. So, welcome Paula, I cannot see you. If you could turn on your video so I could see you. Otherwise, crossing the legs the other way. And you can sit down on the floor if your hips allow. And interlock the fingers first, press the hands down in front of you. Give yourself a moment to really level the hands to the floor. Yeah, so feel all the spaces around the mounts of the fingers filling, taking shape of the floor. Expanding, the skin of the palms expands from the center out. And then as you breathe in, stretch the arms forward and up to the ceiling slowly. Extending, lengthening the sides of the body, squeezing the outer upper arms in towards one another. And keeping the same shape of the hands, like when you were pressing against the floor. And breathe. And as you breathe out and releasing, and just feel the reflection of what you have done. Then interlocking the other way, press the hands down in front of you. And again, so leveling the whole of the hands with the floor, especially the mounts of the fingers. And then from there, stretch the arms forward, maintaining that action of spreading the skin from the center out. And as you inhale, stretch the arms up. Lengthen the sides of the body. So when you noticing the difference, when you feel as if you are still pressing the hands against the floor, what does that do to your arms, to the shoulders? Do you feel better connection to the side body? Reflecting, feeling. And as you exhale, then release the arms down. Again, just feeling what happened. We're going to go to the side, taking your right hand down, left arm up and over, and stay on the side. And allow the weight to drop down to your left buttock as it wants to lift. Making sure the bottom shoulders back and down, bottom ribs are looking at the ceiling and breathing. Allowing the whole left side of the body to lengthen. And then inhaling, coming back up. And as you exhale, go to your left side. Yeah, so as the weight moves to the left, can you press your right buttock down and then lengthen from the outer right hip all the way through the tips of the fingers. Bottom shoulder back and down, bottom ribs are looking at the ceiling and breathing. Then inhaling, coming back to center as you press the fingers down, lengthen through the chest. And as you exhale, then turning to your right side, taking your left hand to the inside of the left knee first. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn, lifting and turning. Until you reach your limit, then taking your hand to the outside of the other leg. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. And breathing in, coming back to center. Press the fingers down to create space in the spine once more as you exhale. Turning to your left side, so right hand to the inside of the right knee. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, turning. Lift and turn. Feel that the weight is still even on both buttocks. Take your hand to the outside of the other leg. Breathing in, making space. Breathing out, turning more. And as you inhale, then coming back to center. And we are going to have some break on the outside of the right. So in line with your right knee. And we're going to turn first. Yeah, so turning, so your navel is looking at your right knee. And then lengthening through your left palm. And bringing the forehead down to the grip. And then the other arm forward. So it's, first you get the turn. And then it's keeping that turn as you come forward. So it's a turn, but also it's a forward bend. And if you can't get to the break, you could have more height if you have some more hand width. And as you inhale, then coming back to center. And to the other side, taking the break in line with your left knee. Inhaling, make space in the chest. As you exhale, begin to turn to your left side. So navel is looking at your left knee. And then from there, support yourself with your left fingers as you extend diagonally through your right arm. Then bringing the head down if you can. And then the other arm forwards. If that doesn't reach anything, that's okay. But see that you are pressing your right bottom down. So you feel the stretch from the right hip along the right side of the waist. And then as you inhale, come back to center. You're going to go forwards. But as you inhale, first stretch the arms up to the ceiling, lengthen the sides, and then from there, reaching, so go halfway, reach forward through the tips of the fingers, extend and lengthen. And then bringing the fingers down as you pull the fingers towards you. Feel that lift in the chest. And then from there, as the hands go forward, let yourself come down. Wherever you can go. And then breathing in, coming back to the center. And stretch the legs forward. And cross the legs the other way. And one more time, we're going to do this side one. Yeah, so inhale, lift, exhale, turn to your right side. Lifting, turning, support yourself with your right fingers, extending diagonally forward to your left arm. So it's a nice way to lengthen the side waist. Nice for the back. Then inhaling, coming back to center. Have the break on the other side. Inhale, lift, exhale, turning to your left side. And support yourself with your left fingers. Navel is looking at your left knee as you lengthen diagonally forward to your right arm. Then can you press your right bottom down once more. And then as you inhale, coming back to center. And have the break to come forward. As you inhale, stretching the arms forwards and up. You can have the palms facing forward this time. Lengthening the sides of the body, feel the stretch and where it is now. And then from there, go halfway forwards, extend and lengthen through the tips of the fingers, reaching forward. Then bringing the hands down as you pull the hands towards you, lengthen through the front, and then come forward more. Wherever you can go. And then as you inhale, you can come back to center. And knees up, straight the legs forward. And so we are going to do some shoulder stretches in Vajrasana. So what I would like you to do, have a blanket. And you're going to have your feet together, heels together as much as possible, and the blanket on top. So when I'm sitting down, the heels are between my sit bones. Yeah? So you know this may feel uncomfortable to start, but it's very, very good for your feet. For the arches of the feet, for the inner feet to open. So be brave and stick with it. And if at the start the weight kind of wants to go away from the feet, so you can slowly let yourself go back and just allow yourself to sit on the feet. Of course, if you have some hard floor under, you might need to fold up your mat or get a blanket. So if it's too much, the pressure on the fronts of your feet, it shouldn't be. I mean, you will feel the feet, but not in, not the pressure. Make sure you've got some softness under it. Right? And then have your belt on your right shoulder, in case you need it for Gomukhasana. And we're going to stretch the arms forward, interlocking the fingers, palms away. And again, imagine as if you are pressing the hands against this floor, molding them, and then stretching the arms up, lengthening the sides of the body. And then from there, so you're going to bend your right arm, stretch your left arm out, palm back, take your hand behind the back and catching either the fingers or the belt is ready for you if you need it. But making sure that you're pulling the fingers evenly at the hands. Is the weight still even between the sit bones? And just stay and breathe. Don't poke the lower ribs forward. That's something that happens to me, so I want to be aware that the floating ribs are where they should be. And as you exhale, then you can release and just feel how you are. Feel that rush of fresh blood along the right arm. And then have the belt ready for the other side, should you need it. And stretch the arms forward, interlocking the other way. Palms away. Spread the skin of the palms from the center out. As you inhale, stretch the arms up. And again, so lengthening the sides of the body. Floating hips are quiet. And you're breathing through the nose. So this time we're going to take your right arm out to the side, bending your left elbow. And bring your right hand around and see if you can catch hold of the fingers on this side. And if not, the belt is ready. So either way, as you pull with the fingers, see that you are also pulling the top one with the bottom one so that the upper arm goes slightly away from the head. Breathing, soft, smooth breaths. Stay, enjoy. As you exhale, then you can release on that side. And you can take your belt down now. We're going to do Garudasana. So stretching both arms forward with your right arm on the bottom. Give yourself a big hug. Keep your upper arms crossed. Take your forearms up. Take your hands, palms against each other. Elbows up slightly, hands away from the face. As you press them together, roll the shoulders down. And feel as if you are extending from the shoulders forward to the elbows. And at the same time, the floating hips are moving back. So there's broadness around the upper back. And as you breathe out, then you can release. Then the other side, so stretching the arms forward with your left arm on the bottom, giving yourself a big hug. And then again, forearms up. Hands away from the face. Elbows up slightly, extend, lengthen from the shoulders forwards to the elbows. At the same time, take your floating ribs back. And so allowing the upper back to broaden, the shoulder blades to kind of go out, away from one another. And as you exhale, then you can release, just feeling how you are. Stretching both arms out to the side, standing your palms back, bend your elbows behind your back. Paschimana Namaskar behind your back, so palms are together. Take your hands as high as you can. And then as you bring your elbows back, shoulders back, trying to bring the palms together behind your back. If you can't do that, you can hold the elbows, as you know. Stay and open the collarbones. See that the hands, one is not more aggressive than the other, but they are pressing evenly. And as you exhale, then you can release. And then interlocking the fingers behind, stretching down through the arms. And you can have some block for your head as you go forwards. And remember, so as you go forward, you want to keep your arms straight. Yeah, and bringing the arms up and over. The wrists are going towards each other. The palms are facing up to start. And squeezing the outer brows in towards one another. If this is not happening, if your elbows are bending, then just staying upright and trying to learn to draw down through the arms with your arms straight. So just see how far you can go. Now, Paula, if you know that I can't see you, if you could turn on the video. As you inhale, come back to center. Just sit up feeling how you are. Feel if the chest is a little more open. And then the other way, so interlocking the fingers the other way than before. Stretch down through the arms. And so when the arms are straight and you stretch down, you feel the connection of the open chest as the arms stretch down. Yeah, and you want to maintain that, then taking the hands away from the body as you come forward, so you don't roll the shoulders forwards. If that happens, don't go so far. Yeah. Yeah, and belt. So if that's too much, you can use a belt for your elbows pushing out against. And then as you breathe in, you can come back to center. Good. And then you can come out of your Vajrasana. And if you've got a bolster, you go pick yourself. Give yourself a bolster for dog pose. So we're going to come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And you can go slowly so that you allow the knees to open again, the feet to open after what you have done. And then from there, keeping the toes under first as you come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Yeah. And that we can do a couple of times just to warm up the body. Keeping the inner thighs lifting. And so just that much. So Adho Mukha Svanasana, allow the legs to get back to normal. And then, so from as the tailbone moves in, then you come forward and pressing the tail forwards, and as if you want to move the bolster forwards and up with the pubic bone. Yeah, roll the shoulders back, allow the chest to open, and it may feel a little rusty to start with, but it will get better doing it a few times. All right. And then you can come back down. And we are going to work a little bit on Supta Virasana in different ways. So first, if you have a break here on the edge, remember this one? You might not like it to start with, but it's good. It really teaches you how the pelvis is for backbends. Yeah? So if you sit in the middle of your break, And if your knees tend to go out, then you should have a belt around your thighs and your knees. Yeah. Mine are okay. If you need a belt, please have a belt. And then you go back, and the knees might lift a little bit, and you try to bring them down, and arms up and over. And while it's a big stretch in the thighs, but that's what I want you to feel. So when you do it like this, there's absolutely no pain in the lower back, which is good because you really want to feel it in the thighs, and you really feel what happens in the deep muscles of the pelvis. So let me see you. Yeah, so allow yourself to settle. If the knees lifted, then you lengthen them back down as you extend from the groins back down towards the knees. And just allow the shoulders to relax and stay there for a bit. And just noticing what's happening deep in the pelvis. There's an action there that is needed for back bends. All right, and good. And as you inhale, then come back to sitting. And we are going to do it like this now. So you can have the bolster for your knees. Making sure that you have something. So I have 2 mats under my feet, and that's good for me. So either folded mat or blanket underneath, because this is gonna make it more intense for your feet. Yeah. Make sure all the toes are pointing back. So you've got your knees up on the bolster, taking the arms up and over. Yeah. You don't need anything for under your buttocks, Mary. When the knees are up, it's much easier to go down, actually. Yeah, so if you have a bolster under your knees. And even if you don't go back, that's okay. So you're getting the stretch in the front of your feet. And Lisa, can you go on? I know you can do it. Yeah. Okay. And then floating ribs go down. There's no big arch underneath you. Stretch the arms up and over. It's easier to be flat when the knees are up. Yeah? It's just a bit more challenging in your feet. That's what I want you to feel. So you're really opening the arches of the feet. All right, and then as you inhale, you can come back to center. So, Pradeep, you didn't have anything under your knees. Do you have something there, some bolster or something? Yeah, so now we are going to use it for under the feet like this. This is more challenging. I try warming you up slowly. Yeah, so this time you put your feet on top of the bolster. And just the metatarsus, actually, not the ankles. Yeah, just the metatarsus on your bolster, and then try to go back. Yeah, so you just go as far as you can. If you can go to the floor, your knees might lift. So then try to bring them down. And relaxing. Okay. It's not very relaxing, this. You just try and relax as much as you can. Pick the arms over. How are we doing? Is anybody down yet? Bernie's down. All right, and then as you inhale, you can come back to center. Carefully. Okay. So now from there, coming into Parayakasana. So before, do Adho Mukha Svanasana. So come in just to stretch the feet, the knees. You open the backs of the legs. I just remembered, Liam, you broke your toe, didn't you? Maybe that's why you didn't want to do it. All right, okay. Fair enough. I hope it's healing well. Yeah, good. And then come down. We're going to do Parayakasana. So you put your two bricks like so. And this one is for opening the chest, the thoracic spine. So knees are together, feet are by the sides of the hips. And moving the flesh of each calf from the knee back to the heel as you sit. And now after all you've done, this is going to be easier to sit with the feet straight back. Then when you go back, you want one break between the shoulder blades, and then the other under your head. And stretching the arms up, folding the arms, taking the arms over. And then taking this break down lower if you can. All right, and then lower still. In your own time. And just be with the breath, trying to soften. And just allow the breath to fill all the new spaces around the chest. So it's a nice passive way to open the thoracic spine, to open the chest, which is what we all need. Fold in the arms. Yeah, so hold the opposite elbow. And then you can take the brick lower from underneath the head when you're ready. Taking the head down lower. Now this is not Supta Virasana. In this one, you're actually sitting, trying to sit down. So there is, so it's kind of, it's translated as a swing pose in a way that, the way we understand it is that the spine is kind of like a shape of a swing. Yeah, so this is actually a different pose than the Supta Virasana. Do you know what I mean? So the buttocks are sitting down, they're not lifted. And so Karma, with your legs crossed, you are doing hopefully the same. I can't see properly. One break between the shoulder blades, but lying down, then the other for the head. Good. All right, and then bring your arms back to your side. And when you're ready, then slowly coming back up. That hurt your neck, Tori? Yeah, you feeling your neck a bit? So when that happens, I know that that's very familiar to me. It's because there's slight this going on here. So you've got to open there. And then there's freedom. So when the trapezius goes up, then and you take your head back, it hurts the neck. Okay, so we are going to do a little bit with the strap in the rebound, but for now, we're going to do Parigasana. Well, first, actually, no, first, let's do the half the row. It's nice to do after what you have done. So you've got your knees underneath the hips, you've got a break, and then sliding the heels of the hands forward, taking the chin down, on the brick standing up first, and then bringing it down lower, and then lower still if you can, bringing the chin down on it. And keeping the lower back in check so that it's the upper back that is opening. Yeah, so really feeling that this space around the shoulder blades moving in deeply. Gripping the hips in towards each other will help to keep the low back in check so it doesn't overarch. Take your buttocks forward a little bit more, Karma, buttocks forward. That's it, that's enough. And try to be on the chin, and then going down lower with the break, still down on the chin so it gets a bit more intense. Then you just go where you need to be. Release the buttocks back a little bit, just a little back with the buttocks. The buttocks stay right over the knees. And then lower still if you can. All right, good. And then you can come up. And I would like you to do Parigasana, the gate. So with both knees on the front edge of the mat, you're going to use the roll, taking your right leg out into a right angle, and feeling that unzipping action here from the groin towards the inner knee, from the outer knee back into the hip. Yeah, so that it's not, the knee is not going forward. Yeah. And then straighten the leg, the other is perpendicular to the floor. Toes are up the wall, stretching the arms out, palms up, and then going towards the right side, like an aeroplane. Back of the hand down, stretching your top arm up, so right arm, left arm up and over. Once you get to the wall, then turning the abdomen and the chest to look up. So my fingertips you can't see, but they're at the wall, and then I'm trying to turn the chest up. So going to the right side first. We measure the distance properly. And then, so we are all doing it at different times. So first you stretch the arms out and then sliding the right hand down. The back of the hand is looking up. Take your top arm up, turn it towards the head, bring it overhead. And see if you can touch the fingers to the wall. And when you do, as you press, turn the abdomen, turn the chest away from the wall. And then can you slide your hand down even more, lower, even lower down as you, sliding the hand down, breathing. And then inhaling, coming back up. Good. Take your feet together, turn around to the second side. And so the knee is on the front edge of the mat, so is the foot of the left leg. And first, so you come to a right angle first. And in there, feeling that kind of unzipping movement from the groin towards the inner knee, and then from the outer knee back into the hip. And it activates that left buttock. Yeah, really want you to feel that first. Then from there, you can straighten the leg. So if you want, really maybe having the brick underneath your ball mount of the foot, if you don't have the ball, that's it. And then stretch the arms out to the sides, turn your palms up. And then as you exhale, take your left hand down on the shin, stretch up through your right arm, rotate the upper arm, and take it overhead. And if you've got the wall there, then take your fingertips to the wall, if you can reach. And then from there, turn away from the wall, from the bottom shoulder, from the bottom buttock. As the bottom buttock squeezes in from there, I want you to turn. Really enjoying that side stretch. Take the back of the hand, twist down to your leg. So the bottom hand is on your leg. That's it. So it can press down against the leg, and then the top arm goes to the wall. Yeah, that's the one. So the spine really likes to go sideways before it goes backwards. Keep saying. And then as you inhale, you can come back to center, take your feet together. And we are going to do Viparita Dandasana. Have you all got some chair? Yoga chair, preferably. And so we are going to do like that, but in a restful way first. I put a mat on the chair, and it's better to have a mat than a blanket. Sometimes, some teachers also do it with a blanket, but it's kind of, it makes you slide, so it's not ideal. Now I'm going to close to here at the wall. You can also add some blocks. And something for the head. All right, so sitting on the edge of the chair, and then you go back, starting with the knees on the floor, and back. And then straightening the legs. If they don't straighten, you have to adjust the chair. That was a bit too close to the wall, and then break this high for me. Yeah, so you want to straighten the legs, bringing the feet on top of the bolster or some breaks. And so first pressing the side of the chair, and then you're going to take the arms under, holding the back legs of the chair, pulling to allow the chest to open more, to show the shoulders to go down. And then if you can, bringing the arms overhead. Okay? So let's give it a try. So start sitting on the edge of the chair first. On the front edge, I mean, and then going back with your feet on the floor. And then as you press the hands on top of the chair, allow the chest to open. And you want to have the lower tips of the shoulder blades on the edge, the lower tips on the edge. Something for the head if you need it. If you don't need it, if your neck is good, happy, then that's okay. And so keep pressing then the chair and take your feet on top of the bolster or whatever you have there. So I would like, when we do it in a restful way, we usually do it with your knees bent, but now I want you to do it with your legs straight if you can. Yeah. So that you have some openness also in the groins. Yeah, be sure that looks good. And then once you get that openness in the chest, then bring your arms through the inside of the chair. Through the inside if you can. If your shoulders are wider, much wider comparing to the chair, then the outside will do also. But as you pull, so as you pull at the chair, the back of the chair, tucking the shoulders under more. Bernie, what's up? Your neck is hurting? What? Okay. I can't hear you. You would have to unmute yourself. There's maybe it's on the bottom or on the top. I don't know. It keeps changing for me, so I can't really help you. See that the thighs are rolling from outside in. I will. Maybe I can do that for you actually. No, I can ask you to unmute, Bernie, which I just did.
When I try to do that and I go to come back up again, I get very, very lightheaded and dizzy and feel kind of a bit sick. I always have done that. So I just decided not to try it tonight.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, fair enough. I wonder. But yeah. All right, so now you're going to, if you are ready for that, taking the arms out and bring your arms overhead. You can go sideways first and then over. So there's a big stretch now. Keep stretching, keep extending through the heels. So those are pointing up, not to the sides. Yeah, so there's a big stretch now. And you should not be feeling this in your low back. Yeah, so there's the same action, the pelvis, like you had in the reclining hero pose in the Supta Virasana with the slanting break, squeezing the buttocks in a sense. Just a few more seconds longer. And then you can take your hands to the side of the chair once more. Yeah, bending your knees, take your feet to the floor. And as you press your feet down, then you can come up. And as you press the feet down, come up. Okay, and then come out of the chair. And we're going to do So dog with head up. And this time, so we're gonna do it a few times, different ways. So get your hold of the sides of the chair. And you're going to roll on the fronts of your feet. You have to be careful. You see. Yeah, so we were working a lot on the feet. So you're bringing the pelvis forward and then see, can you bring yourselves on the fronts of your feet? It might be a little too much. Yeah. So if that's too much, don't do it. Just be on the feet normally, and then you see if you can come here. Rolling the shoulders back, so your hands are high in this. It's kind of high dog pose with head up. Have the heels back. If it's too much, come on the front of the feet. But bring your tailbone deep into the body, deep in. Press the hands down the sides of the chair. And then you can come up. And second time, you're gonna have your hands on the seat of the chair. You do this sometimes. So coming into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, and then moving forward, tailbone moving in. And now you can roll on the fronts of your feet. And it's good to bend the elbows slightly to let the chest come forward through the arms, and then try to straighten the arms again. Yeah. So trying to roll on the feet. This time it's easier. Yeah. And see that the movement forward comes from the tailbone. So coming as if into high dog pose, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, and then from there forward and on the fronts of the feet if you can. If that's too much, then yeah. And then as you press the hands, you can bend your elbows slightly to roll the shoulders back, to let the chest come forward through the arms. Keep your legs firm, do not bend the knees. Mary, keep your knees straight. Inner thighs are lifting. Roll the shoulders back and then go back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. We'll try a couple of times. Lengthen the sides of the body. So when we do the pose like this, it kind of starts to make sense what we are doing here when the hands are higher like this. And one more time. So from the tailbone side to come forward and allow the chest to come forward through the arms. Roll the shoulders back. Minding the toe in, please. Roll the shoulders back. Move the shoulder blades. So press the shoulder blades deep in against the back ribs. Breathing. And then go back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen the sides of the body. Just stay there for a moment. Back into dog pose, Karma. Or who is it? That's not Karma, that's Lisa. All right, and then you can come up. And so now we're going to have two bricks. Same pose. On the bricks, so you've got the heels of the hands on the edge, coming into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And then from here, coming forward. Yeah, and trying to roll on the front of the feet and bringing the chest through. And then back. Yeah, so not the nose, but the chest. Okay, try. Now, let me see you. Yeah, inner thighs lifting, keep the legs firm. So even when you come on the fronts of the feet, the challenge is to keep the legs firm. The thighs need to lift. The inner thighs are lifting. The inner thighs lifting. Yeah, roll the shoulders back, Lisa. See if you can lift, come forward a little more. Tailbone deep in, legs are firm. Breathing. And then as you breathe out, go back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. We try one more time. So then again, come forward. As the tailbone moves forward, that's where you come from. Keep your legs straight though. Your knees do not touch the floor. Knees are lifted. The inner thighs are lifting. The groins are lifting up. And the chest, see how much you can bring the chest to the wall, but not the shoulders, the chest. Not the chin, the chest. Chin goes away from the wall. Roll the shoulders back, Trish, more. Roll the shoulders back. Keep your pelvis firm, squeezing the outer hips. And as you exhale, go back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Yeah, good, well done. And then you can bend the knees and come down. Okay, so let's see what can you do with the time that we have. I want you to have a belt, and you're going to do Salabhasana like this. So you've got the belt like in the shoulder jacket. Remember that? So it's around, just underneath the shoulders, the armpits, and then it goes over the shoulders, and then you're going to catch the opposite strap. But we are going to do it lying down. So have the belt, you're going to have the belt ready. And I haven't done this for a while. I'll show it to you right. Okay. So then you find your belt. And you're going to pull, so tucking the toes under, and you're going to pull the belt back. And so what this does, it really helps you to open the chest. Yeah. So we can just first lift the chest and on the feet, and then we try it again, lifting the legs also. Okay, let's try. So it's really nice for the neck. So that thing, Tori, with the shoulders, with the trapezius going up. So this is how you get it to move the right direction. Okay, so lie in the front. And so, yeah. And see if you can find your strap on the sides, the opposite. So you've got to cross it at the back, Lisa. Now the strap needs to be, if you have a short one, it may not work very well. So it needs to be the longer one, really. Yeah, just about there. Yeah, so from, and yeah, at the back, Liam, so at the back with the strap. So like that, you start with the strap underneath the shoulders, and then you turn over. Yeah, and then when you lie down, you can cross the pitch over the opposite. Tuck your toes under, keep your legs firm, you can keep your feet on the floor to start. We're just starting with lifting the upper body. So as you pull with the hands, then at the strap, see if you can lift the chest up. See how that strap helps you. Lift the chest up, pulling the hands towards the buttocks. Yeah. So nobody, is there anybody who has strap long enough? Yeah, Nisha has. And maybe Mary too. And Liam has it, maybe long enough, but it's just, it's kind of, Not in the right way. No. And Tori, yeah, is it working? Good. Come down. Rest a little bit. Will I show you this one more time? So for those who didn't quite get it, we'll try one more time. It's a good one. It's a movement that we all need. So you've got your belt, the middle of the belt, just under your armpits, and you throw it over your shoulders. Make sure it's tight enough, so not loose. And then you pitch all the opposite. You can do this standing, sitting. At the moment we are lying down, yeah? So pulling the hands towards the buttocks. Yeah, good start, Lim. Now over the shoulders. Now see if we can make it tighter so that it's like harness. It should feel like a harness. Yeah? No, now it became loose. You've got to, yeah, so what you've got to do is that, pull it up like that, so it's not, yeah, so from here, you start here, yeah, so, but go the middle of the belt, just under, yeah, and then you put it over the shoulders, and then making sure that it's tight, so it's not loose. And then you catch the opposite strap, and you pull that way. Yeah, as you're lying down. One more time. Dear, dear. Technical. Okay, so tuck your toes under, extend through the heels, and this time, so as you pull at the belt, you are lifting the upper body, bring the shoulders back. The belt is helping you with that, but also then can you lift your legs off the floor? Straight legs. Good. Okay, and then as you exhale, you can come back down. We move on. Something you can fiddle with in your free time during the week. So we're going to do Bharadvajasana now. And let's have some blankets. So I have like a 3/4 blanket underneath my pillow, so I have something to press into. Yeah. So lying down on the front with the feet together, toes are pointing back, pressing the front of the feet down, and then just having the hands by the sides of the shoulders. And like you just did with the strap, you want to really feel the shoulders moving back and down. And then just coming up first, using the back muscles. Yeah, and then again, trying to press the hands down also, but not lifting the shoulders. And then the third time, going to slide the hands forward and go up as much as you can. Yeah. All right. So the blanket's there underneath the pelvis, underneath the groin, so you can press into it. Have it folded into a narrow, so kind of 3-fold. And keep your feet together. Front of the feet are down. And you're pressing the front of the feet down, see what happens. Pressing the groins down on the blanket. And then from there, you're going to start to come up. But not pressing the hands down. It's just the back muscles you're using. So you're just coming up a little bit, not pressing the hands, just having them there, having them by the side, just soft. And then come down. Take a little rest. So you're strengthening all the little muscles around your spine. One more time, so press the fronts of the feet down, press the groins down, and then not pressing the hands as you lift yourself up by using the back muscles. And now begin to slowly press the hands down, but imagine as if you still have that strap to roll the shoulders away from your neck as you go up. So the neck is long and it's free. And then come down. Yeah, and then third time, the same thing. So press the feet down, press the groins down, begin to slowly come up. Then slowly, as you begin to press the hands down, be aware you're going to be able to lift more, but not lift in the shoulders. The shoulders roll back and down. And then you can slide your hands forward more and lift up even more. Roll the shoulders back and see how far you can go lifting. Keep lifting. And then come down, take a little rest. Then we're going to do Dhanurasana. And that blanket can be kind of under the ribs, because it will help the ribs. You're going to bend your knees, holding the ankles. And then, so pressing the groins down to the floor, letting the, so first you take your toes, your feet back, then lifting the knees up and coming. So it's the legs that are pulling the upper body up. All right, so holding the outer ankles and press the groins into the floor. So where you had the blanket a moment ago, so now I would like, it would be easier now to take the blanket up higher. Some of you still have it there, but you can use it in different ways, but just have it under your ribs. Yeah. And then begin to take your feet back to the wall behind you. So pulling back with your feet. And it starts to lift you up. And then lift your knees up. So first take your ankles back. And then begin to lift your knees up. And with those two actions, see how far you can go up. All right, and then come down. Can we try one more? Just one more. Go on. So the blanket, don't have the blanket, Lisa, under your pelvis now, because that's not that helpful. Have it underneath your ribs, over there. Okay, and then because hold the outer ankles and begin to push with taking the shin bones back, so that starts to lift your arms, and then taking your knees up, take your shin bones back and knees up. So allow the legs to lift you. So it's the legs that are lifting you. Yeah. Okay, how much can you lift the chest, and then how much can you lift your toes up towards the ceiling? Toes up to the ceiling. Toes up, go on. And then come down, take a little rest. We have one more back bend to do, and then we relax. I haven't been near those myself, because with the flare up of the thing that I have, this was near impossible, but things are a little better now. So I'm coming back to life. Just taking one day at a time. Okay, so we're going to do Ustrasana. And if you can do it with your feet with your hands on your feet, then you can start that way. Otherwise, you may need 3 blocks. Yeah. So I want you to try this way. My favorite way of doing it. So you're going to start in kind of a child's pose. And then as you press your feet down, shins down, keeping the hands at your feet as you start to come up. Yeah. And then fold it back down. So it's literally like coming up from lying down, which if you have seen, it's quite interesting to watch. Okay, so give yourself a moment to really let yourself feel your own weight, your own body weight. Yeah. So in the kind of a child's pose with your hands on your feet, and then as you begin to press your feet down, your shin bones down. From there, the force will come from the ground to lift you. So see if you can ride that wave. Yeah. So as you press down from there, lifting. And then taking the thighs forward through the arms. Go on, Bernie, you can do it. You have it, you have the stretch, go on, you got it. That's it. And then take yourself forward more, take your groins forward. Forward more. Yeah, Lisa, yeah, more, forward. And then come forward, come down one more time. And we'll try one more. It's fun, yeah? Let yourself relax for a moment. And then so you begin to feel that, yeah, begin to feel the force as you press the feet down more. You're exaggerating that force down. From there, you start to feel the force lifting you up. And then from there, begin to ride that wave as you lift up. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but that's the way I feel it. And then bringing the groins forward more, Lisa. You've got to take your buttocks forward, and come into the Strasana. Yeah, good, Liam. Well done. Yeah, Mary, buttocks forward. Do your best now, it's your last one. And then as you exhale, come back down. Take a rest. Look at the time. Don't look at the time. Okay, so we're going to grab the chair. Just winding down now. Yes, you're sitting in the middle of the chair and taking the breaks forward. First, lengthening through the insides. So the knees are on the outside, by the sides of the trunk. That makes sense. So it's a shape of the crow. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Watch, look at me. And then from there, yeah, so first you get the length for it, and then you bring your hands down and underneath the chair, and then you're squeezing your knees towards your arms to get that nice spreading around the low back. So first lengthening forwards, then in your own time. Yeah, Trish, forward on some breaks, lengthen, but be grounded. Feel that you're grounded down through your buttocks on the chair. With the breath out, letting go of any unnecessary tension around the low back. Just allow it to become soft. Now from there, you can start to go down lower. So take your hands to the floor and allow the hands to go back underneath the chair. And it should feel good. And then to intensify that spreading around your low back, you can squeeze your knees in towards the side body. All right, good. And then as you breathe in, you can come back to center. And so since you are sitting on the chair, keep sitting on your chair a bit longer. Have your legs in the right angle. You're going to lift and turn. Lifting and turning. First lift the chest, then turning to your side. So to the right side first. Lift and turn. See that you still have the weight even on both sit bones. And that when you are turning to the right side, the right hip should be moving forward to your knee, not back. And inhaling, coming back to center. As you exhale, then turning to your left side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. And as you inhale, then coming back to center. Sitting on the very edge of the chair with your feet apart a bit, straight legs, and just leading with the chest as you come forward. Yeah. Into Paschimottanasana, not going into your maximum stretch, but just lengthening forward somewhat. Just allowing the flow back to release. Yeah, stay for a little bit. Straight legs. And then as you inhale, come back to center. We are ready for your well-deserved relaxation. You can do it in the chair, or you can do it on the floor. With the chair, it's a good idea. Afterwards, you're done. Some blanket for the lower legs and a belt. Yeah, so your knees are hip width apart, not too tight. And before that, of course, make sure that you are warm. The temperature is falling like a stone in here. I had it nice and cold, and now it's getting really cold today. Right, so lying down with your thighs slightly slanted, with the knees on the edge of the chair. Have something for the head to bring the chin down if you need to. Arms to the sides and the palms facing up. And letting go. The belt is kind of important if you really want the lower back to relax. Relax. Start to let go. Relax the face, all the facial muscles. Widening the space between the eyebrows as if you want to smooth any frowning wrinkles. Allow the eyes to descend towards the back of the head, deep into the eye socket. Relax the jaws, the tongue, the throat. Feeling the contact you have between the back body and the floor, the backs of the legs and the chair, and the whole plane of the body in contact with the floor, with the chair all at once. And the breath out, softening the abdomen. Let it fall down softly towards the back, like a parachute falling down softly towards the earth. With the breath out, softening the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, and all the fingers. With the breath out, softening around the groins, the hips, the thighs, the kneecaps, the shins, the ankles, the front of the feet, and the soles of the feet, and all the toes. Just allow yourself to let go more and more with each next breath out. And I'm gonna finish with a poem by Rilke. I want to unfold. I don't want to stay folded anywhere, because where I am folded, there I am alive. And I want to grasp, I want my grasp of things true before you. I want to describe myself like a painting that I looked at closely for a long time. Like a saying that I finally understood. Like the picture I use every day, like the face of my mother, like a ship that took me safely through the wildest storm of all. Good night, everyone. Have a lovely week and see you next week.